Hello and welcome to the EBKnits YouTube channel. My name is Emily. I'm the founder and creator behind everything you see here at EBKnits. Thank you so much for being here. In the last month, there have been about 30 new followers on the EBKnits channel. For some people that might not seem like a lot, but for me it is a big deal. I'm so excited that you've discovered me, perhaps organically, through YouTube. I know some other makers have said they just searched knitting podcasts and mine came up. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'm so excited to get to know more of you. And I hope you're interested in these videos. Tell me how I can be better, what you want to see, what you want to know, because it's all about community here and getting to know each other. So again, my name is Emily. Today is February 3rd, 2021. I am coming at you from Orlando, Florida. I'm originally from Chicago, but I have lived in Orlando now for approximately a year and like 2 weeks. So that is where I'm coming to you from in the world. I am wearing a short sleeve sweater. This is a handmade knit. I just filmed a video about it. It's called a Camaro sweater by Tennis Fiber Arts. I talk about it in my last podcast episode 2, the one from mid-January. If you want to kind of like in progress update. And then there was some updates on Instagram that I shared. If you want to follow me there, it's EBKnits. Otherwise, look out for the finished object video, which I will be releasing sometime in February. I have to take finished object pictures yet and edit that all together, but this podcast is priority number 1. So that will be coming to you, but that is what I'm wearing. Again, the Camaro sweater by Tennis Fiber Arts. It's very colorful, it's very fun, and it was a joy, honestly a joy to make. And I'm going to make another one at some point, so that's on my to-make list. But today I wanted to talk about what's going on in EBKnits land. So EBKnits is my small business, and I focus on making eco-friendly knit accessories with a pop of color. And this is just kind of like a supplement to my newsletter in a way. At the beginning of every month, I share a newsletter just talking about what happened the month before, what to expect coming up in the upcoming month, and just a little more details than you would get on social media. And it's all in one place in this newsletter. So if you want to subscribe, I would love for you to join. And I am just going to share what's going on in EBKnits world. And then who knows, I seem to talk so much in these podcasts, like 45 minutes. Hopefully today will be a little more condensed, especially because my last podcast was January 21st. So it was like 10, 12 days ago or something like that. So it wasn't that long ago. So I don't have a ton more news to share, but I get off on tangents all the time. So we will see. But thank you so much for being here and putting up with me. Okay, so I'm just kind of got my newsletter in front of me. I haven't sent it out yet because I want to insert a link to this podcast in it so that you can either watch the podcast or read the newsletter. That's another reason I started this YouTube channel in general, is I've always been a person who liked to read. Like, I'll read the news, I'll read the latest sports articles, whatever. But I realized when there's other people, especially like my boyfriend, for an example, he will just go to YouTube. That is his primary search engine. He loves listening and learning and hearing to learn. And the opposite. I'm more of a reader and a writer. So that's why I started YouTube, was to appeal to someone else who may not want to read my blogs or my newsletters or all the details of my product listings. You want to hear about it maybe. So that's what this is for. And hopefully, like face to face, you can see my excitement. And then in 2020, I got super into knitting podcasts on YouTube. I was watching them all the time, and I decided I wanted to be a part of that community. So that is a background of why I'm here. I am sorry for being repetitive because I've shared all this information before, but I just like getting to know you and making sure that you guys know what my true intentions are. So transparency is key. So looking at my newsletters here, actually, it's kind of a lot of what I talked about in my last podcast episode because I don't have a lot of new items in the shop since then. Again, that was only 10 or 12 days ago. So in all of January, though, there has been some new developments. I first wanted to make some Valentine's Day decor. Last year, I made pumpkins, I made Christmas decor or holiday decor, and so I wanted to continue that. And I was thinking Valentine's Day was a good opportunity. So I made a hearts explosion wall hanging, basically. It's got like a bunch of different size hearts, different colors. It's tassels and pom, and it's just a wall hanging. That I think once I finished it, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be so pretty in like a little girl's room or a newborn room. If you didn't want the pink colors, you could do neutral colors, or you could do blues and greens. So that's available to custom order on my website right now. I will insert pictures because I actually already sent off the finished hearts wall hanging. So I don't have it here anymore, but I do show it off in my last podcast, or like I said, there'll be hopefully the pictures right here. So that was number one of like the Valentine's Day decor that I wanted to make. And then number two, when I was kind of thinking and searching for Valentine's decor, I was really into this mug cozy. And it was a heart mug cozy. People have mentioned mug cozies before, but I wasn't really super into them. And again, if you want more information, go back to my last podcast. Sorry, I keep referring to it, but there's more info back there. So I'm going to just kind of hopefully breeze through these. So then, after a bunch of trial and error, I landed on this. This is a heart mug cozy. The pattern is actually by Woods and Wool. And it does have 2 buttonholes, and then this cute little wood button. So if you have a small mug, just put it on this one. If you have an oversized mug, you can go here. So it will fit several different sizes. And then it also fits on a travel mug as well, if that's more your style. If you want a custom order, on my website, I actually put it where you can choose the button, if you want the button or you don't. This mug cozy doesn't have a button, so it just slips on your travel mug. And so you have 2 options. So you can purchase any of these styles that you like in your favorite colors, and you can choose if you want a button or not. So it's totally customizable. So once I made this heart mug cozy, I was like, I can't stop there. I found some other cute patterns. This, I tried a couple more patterns, and I wasn't loving them. So I said, let me just find a cool texture. I found a cool texture that I was really into, and I made my own design. So this is called a textured mug cozy, super simple. Again, it's got the button, but if you custom order it, you can choose if you want the button or no button, totally up to you. And finally, this is the twist. So it's kind of a play on the twist headband. The twist is a little bit different here, but super cute. And this one is an example of one without the button, but you can, again, choose a button if you so wish. But this is how it would look, and then it just slides on your travel mug. And I will insert pictures here, too, of it being on the mug. And then, again, one more reference to my last video. I have the mugs. I have a travel mug. I have an oversized coffee mug. I put it on there right on the video. I button it. I drink from it. I show you both things. So you can get in-depth of in-process in the last video as well, if you haven't seen it yet. So that is what's new in the shop. The hearts wall hanging and these 3 mug cozies, which these are available to order right now. You can order, this exact one, or you can custom order it in your favorite colors. The colors are slightly limited right now just because there's not a ton available from my supplier, and I'm not sure what the demand will be. So just message me if there's a color that you want and you don't see, and I will see if I can get that. The material here is half cotton, half recycled water bottles. So I think that is really perfect. It's really cool. It means that it's durable. It means that it's machine washable, which is key, especially like if you got this on your drinks and you spill something on it, just throw it in the washer or dryer. Be careful with the button. But you can totally still machine wash it. Just know that there is a button, so please be mindful of that. But it is machine wash and dryable. And like I said, it's eco-friendly because it uses every skein or every ball of this yarn includes 3 plastic water bottles that are picked up from pollution around the ocean. So I think that is very good upcycling, and I always love using yarns that are for a good cause and friendly to the environment. Second thing I wanted to mention, I made a new blog post of Valentine's Day small shop gift guide. So sporadically, sometimes just for fun, sometimes for specific holidays, I do make small shop gift guides. They are usually just specifically Etsy shops. I think they're all Etsy shops this time as well. Yes, I think they're all Etsy shops this time as well, because it's just an easy place to find really unique decor or gift items and help small shops like myself. I try not to reference super big shops because while still support them as well. Just like for me, I'm an Etsy shop with literally 2 Etsy sales. And then I have more sales from my regular website, EBKnitsbyEmily.org. But I try and find fellow small shops just because I want to give them all a love, because I know how meaningful it is for me. And I'm sure it's just as meaningful for larger shops as well, but I just want to help them get their feet off the ground, hopefully, because that's the place where I'm at right now. So that's where I'm at. It is again, Valentine's Day decor small shop gift guide. It's on my website right now on the blog, and it's got some really cute, it's mostly decor, so it's not really like gift ideas, because that you could really look up anything, but it's specifically Valentine's Day decor. And this is like off topic, but hello to these cute little heart sticks. Again, talking about my last podcast, so I won't get into it, bore you, but I crocheted these little hearts, put them on some sticks, put them in a jar, and I want to make this jar, I kind of want to add some like crochet flowers and cute other items to this jar. So that obviously has not happened yet, but eventually in time, hopefully that will. Okay, so that was kind of like my big news of the month, was all my Valentine's Day stuff. On the blog, there is, the beginning of the month, last month I published 2 blog posts, and one is just like a 2020 year in review from the first week of January, and then a small shop gift guide for Valentine's Day that I just mentioned. And then there's a third post up there, and that's just my show notes from episode 2 of my podcast, because I did talk about, I said it was like 45 minutes of me talking. So like lots of links to things I mentioned, shows, patterns, yarn, all the things. So there's a third post up there just with like show notes. I'm not sure if I'll do show notes for this one, because I think like my newsletter is basically my show notes, and I'm not really talking yet, at least, about tons of things that are off topic. So I'm not sure if there'll be show notes for this one. What else is new? Oh, I did mention this a couple of weeks ago too. I was having a Instagram sale. So I went ahead and updated my website. I have, so backstory, and again, I'll try and keep it short. So I had some of my winter accessories at a small local shop from the small town I'm from in Illinois. That shop has since closed in December, and some of those items they didn't all sell, so I have them back here, and they're all in my ready to ship in stock section on my website. So if you order them, you are ordering exactly the picture you see. There are mainly adult hats. There's a few kid ones, and there's also some like kid ones with rainbow palms that are special. I don't have a bunch of them. I just put them on these specific one-of-a-kind hats. So these hats are one of a kind, and you are ordering what you see. And those are available in the in-stock section of my website, and they're available now. I have updated the website with that, with those listings. So those are there for you. If you have questions, let me know. They are all 100% eco-friendly wool, and that I love wool. It's really durable. I've talked about it a lot. I feel like I talk about these things and I get so repetitive, so I apologize, but I really make an effort to use either natural fibers or like eco-friendly recycled fibers, like I showed you in the mug cozies. So wool is great. It's temperature regulating. It's durable. It's gonna last for a really long time, and it's ethically sourced. So that's the background on the wool and the yarn. My latest podcast is my next section of my newsletter, which will obviously be this. So there'll be a picture to this one and a link. And then most popular on social media. Oh, I should have brought it over. Let me bring it over just because. My most popular post on Instagram this month, and it was actually my second most popular post ever, is this blanket. It's a Tunisian crochet holiday sampler. It's designed by TL Yarn Crafts. I made it the second half of 2020, probably October or December, so it took me a while. It was my first ever Tunisian crochet project. I have an entire finished object video about it if you want more details. I used neutral color. It's all Lion brand acrylic. It was in my stash. It's all cool tones with some neutral tones thrown in, I guess. So I don't know, is gray considered a cool tone? I guess it is, right? Like, I know the blues and the greens are. The gray, I don't know if you call them neutral or a cool tone, but either way, I think it coordinates. I love seeing it on my couch every day. I say it all the time, but it makes me so happy to cuddle up in it. I love it. Our cat loves it. I just feel like these home items make my house a home. Speaking of my cat, here she is right now. Her name is Moonlight, if I haven't said that before. And then I finish up with a coming up next. And right now I am revamping the newsletter so that it looks a little bit more upscale, hopefully. That's my goal. And then planning 2021. I have a lot of ideas. I have a list of collections I want, but I need to actually implement them and decide, like, make a timeline for everything. Also, like, with the pandemic, I had intentions for 2020, and one of the biggest things was some bags. And I loved them. I was ready to release them, and then the pandemic happened, and I just wasn't feeling it because I don't need a bag. I don't need a purse, a new one when I'm going outside to take a walk around my house or around my neighborhood. Like, I can't go anywhere. I don't need a new bag. So I kind of like lost the wind in my sails for that one. But that's okay. So that will hopefully be coming in 2021 if we can get out more. And we will see. I think that will be fun. So that is just one of the big items that I'm excited for. Hopefully it'll be coming in 2021. Maybe some more home items. I've been teasing these pillows for like months now, and hopefully we will see if I get those out. I don't know, for some reason they're just not like I like the idea, but something about it just holding me back. It's not like making me jump on wanting to make it. So I'm not sure. We'll see. We will see. Otherwise, like other things in mind, I'm just giving it all away now. We've got perhaps a pets collection, perhaps a little, not a full-on baby collection, but like a mini something for babies. And I'm also thinking of bringing to the shop things that aren't EB knits. So I haven't really mentioned this anywhere yet, but I want to bring in like things that complement EB knits, but aren't my items yet. I want like complementary. So I think that would be really cool, and I have a few artists in mind, and I'm hopefully going to be incorporating that in the next few months as well. I've got some behind the scenes, like taxes, business stuff, banking, accounting, things that I need to get done, so that'll probably be in February's goal as well. So I'm not sure how much making February will include. It might be a lot of paperwork and things, but please let me know what you think of the new items. There's tons of stuff in my shop. There's, like I talked about, the winter accessories, which includes mittens, cowls, hats. There's these mug cozies, and then there's like organic cotton trivets, couple styles of coasters. There are face scrubbies for washing your face. There are some fun baskets, which is another thing I think I want to revamp the baskets, because there's one style of basket that sells and the other one does not. So I think the ones that aren't selling I might remake into something else, and that would be fun. Because I don't want them to sit there forever. I spent a lot of time I hand painted this yarn myself, and so I want them to be something pretty, and maybe the other basket style or something different. So that'll be another thing that is another thing on my list. I'm looking at all of my stuff is in my bins here, and I think that is most of the items in my shop right now as far as I can think of. There's probably some things, might be some things that I'm missing, but I want to expand. And so I think when I moved to Florida, I was still kind of like holding on to, I'm a Chicago girl, I'm a Midwest girl. And I was holding on to winter, and I was holding on to that. But I really love my brand, my bright colors, my flowers. And even though it's winter, I kind of want to just embrace it and like let that be me. Like I live in Florida. This is my life. I live in the warm temperature. And like, if you don't live here, I want to bring the sunshine, a smile, the flowers, the bright colors to you too. Hopefully that's something you enjoy or something you want to see interspersed in your Instagram feed or whatever in your day. So I think I'm going to start embracing the fact that I live in a warm climate. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I was embracing that before. So I want to do that and just be like, yeah. So more home items, more not the non-traditional things when you think of knits. Because when you think of knits, you think of the sweat, at least for me, like you think of the sweaters, you think of the hats, you think of the scarves. But no, let's show you, the home items that you can have, the wall hangings, the bags, the others, the other accessories that don't have to be all cozy. They can be punches of color and things that will actually hopefully be useful for your lifestyle as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And like transitioning the brand, not transitioning, just like expanding on that aspect and not holding on and being scared to leave the traditional knit style or knit accessories, and kind of just branching out and trying to find my place with that. And like I said, embracing the fact that I live in a warm climate and just that being me. So I don't know, that's something I've been thinking about, and let me know what you think about that. So that's honestly this whole newsletter. Like I said, I'm working on revamping it. I'm gonna send out the same style, the same template or whatever you want to call it, the same outline as I've been doing all of 2020 since I started the newsletter for the February one. But then starting in March, I think it will be revamped and a lot of the same stuff, just a new format. Yeah, so what else is new with me? Let's talk about what I'm knitting. This is the Camaro sweater. I talked about it earlier, but I just want to mention it again because it's my most recent finished object. I finished this like the last week of January, and like I said, will have a finished object video coming out sometime in February about it as well. But I definitely recommend it. What am I knitting next? For what's on my list to make next, so the Knitting Place, which is a local yarn shop in New York, so it's not really local to me at all, but I discovered they're like, I don't know, they're friends like Caddy Jacks, and I just have heard other knitting podcasts mention them, so then I found them on YouTube, and I've been watching their Instagram lives. They have one almost every night, and so that's really nice. And they're talking about doing this knit along for the Cuffle sweater. They had a trunk show. The Cuffle sweater was a sample. Hudson and West was the brand that the yarn on the sweater was designed in, and they had that trunk show at their shop. So they were talking about starting a knit along in February for the Cuffle sweater. It's really pretty. It's been in my favorites since even before they mentioned it. And I don't know, I was kind of feeling like it'd be really nice to come home after work and just wind down with knitting the sweater. So I was thinking of getting I wasn't going to use Hudson and West because it's not totally my budget right now. I was going to do Malabrigo. Never worked with Malabrigo, but I've heard all of its amazingness. So I thought, it's kind of like a affordable but still really nice yarn. So I wanted to try it, and I found some colors that I love, but I'm just having struggling pulling the trigger because, my budget isn't huge right now. I don't mean to keep harping on that, but I don't know. I'm just like the person who I'm really tight with my finances and my budget, and I'm a little bit nervous to purchase a sweater's quantity of yarn. It's like $100, and I know it's not a ton, but still, it just feels like it's $100 that could be saved or go to something different, but it also brings me a lot of joy. So anyway, I'm wrestling with that. So right now, while I'm wrestling with that, I said, let me peek into my stash again and see if maybe like I could do something else. Like this sweater was a total stash buster. See what else I have. So I have this. This is again Ken yarn, just like these minis were of this sweater that I'm wearing. This is Ken yarn. It was I bought it actually in the same purchase as the mini skein set. So this mini skein set was for Black Lives Matter, and then this was for, it must have been in June or something. It was for the proceeds went to Trans Lifeline. So I love how much he did for, gave his profits away and his proceeds away to other organizations. So this was for Trans Lifeline, which, as far as I can recall, is the only telephone bank or the only telehealth that's run by trans people for trans people in the US. So that's what this colorway is. I just got one. It's really soft. It is DK weight. So I'm nervous because I'm not really like a crop or a negative ease type of person, but I was looking on Ravelry for one skein project. I don't want to do a hat. As I mentioned, I don't think I'll really wear a hat. And I was nervous about like the blue and the pink are pretty, but like what is it going to knit up to? And I saw that Jake, the dyer behind Ken Yarn, had made a hat. He made a twisted rib hat in this colorway, and I thought it looked really pretty with the texture of the twisted rib and then this. So I'm thinking, after my Ravelry searches, I said, okay, what if I do a Jessie May pattern? Now, she's a super inclusive designer. I really think she just stands for amazing values, but but a lot of her patterns are, I mean, it's totally about celebrating your body. It doesn't matter the shape. But for me personally, like, I'm a little nervous to be wearing negative E's or super tight, skin tight tank tops and whatnot. But I'm thinking I might try it. I might make the super secret summer tank crop. Simple summer. So many S's. I downloaded both patterns, but I haven't made them yet. I don't want to do the Stefanetya one. I think I want to do the one that's like 3x1 rib, I think it is. So it's the super secret summer crop. I think it's a secret summer crop is the name. So this might be really cropped because I only have one skein. I'm not sure. I do have like a baby blue alpaca and I have a light pink. So if I wanted to, I could do like, I could maybe supplement do this for one half or until I run out. And if I feel like I need more length, I could do a contrast ribbing or something like that on the bottom. I'm not sure. Oh wait, but it's knit bottom up, I think. I could do something different. I'm not sure. But I want to do the textured crop top. It's like a 3x1 secret summer crop, I think is what it's called. And that's what I'm thinking as my next project perhaps, because this hopefully will be kind of fast and I want to make the cuffle, but while I'm debating on if I should spend the money or not, I might just use this in my stash. I don't have enough yarn in my stash to make the cuffle at all, and I also don't have, it's really pretty. I'm thinking like a pink body and a lavender color work for that, because I really like the light sweater with the dark color work when I look at the Ravelry projects for the cuffle sweater. So that's my intention. And I also really liked, someone used Spin Cycle. Someone used Spin Cycle for their color work and the gradient was beautiful. And I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty, but Spin Cycle way out of my budget. And so I was like, okay, Malabrigo has really pretty gradient yarns. And the one I picked isn't really gradient, it's just a dynamic color, if that makes sense. Like it's got lots of different shades of purple, I think. It's not so much like a color transition, which is totally fine with me because I was a little bit nervous about going too crazy with my colors anyway. And purple is kind of out of my realm. I'm very much like a corally pink red kind of girl, but I'm not so much I don't hate purple. But anyway, I think the colors coordinate really well. I think it'd be really pretty. I just have to actually go ahead and tell myself it's okay to splurge a little sometimes. Purchase the yarn that'll make you happy, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to bring me joy. So anyway, that is my spiel on what I want to make next. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you today because I don't have a whole lot more to share. I talked about all of my EB Knit stuff. What am I watching or doing right now? History Month, I want to read some more books from Black authors. I'm thinking like fiction books. I've read several nonfiction books about racism and all of that, and it's important to learn Black history and research Black history throughout the entire year. But Black History Month, from what I'm hearing this year at least, like as I've kind of delved into it further, is the celebration. So I want to celebrate Black authors, read more of them. Maybe like if I knit from a couple patterns from Black designers, maybe that should be more my focus this year as well. Like every other pattern, try and include more inclusivity and more races of designers, and just to be more intentional about what I'm reading, the shops I'm purchasing from, and the patterns I'm making, and making sure that they are making sure they're representative across the spectrum. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm not really watching anything. I finished Lupin on Netflix. It's like a cliffhanger that you totally saw coming, if I'm being honest, but that's a cool show, especially to knit to, because it's a French show with an English like voiceover. So when I'm knitting, I'm not totally paying like 100% attention, so it doesn't bother me that the mouths don't match the voice, so that's okay. I'm gonna start Tiny Pretty Little Things, something like that. It's a ballet show on Netflix, and I've just started like half an episode. What am I listening to? My podcast. I just started. I always listen to The Daily, the NPR Politics podcast as well. But I started listening to Up First by NPR. Basically, I've been waking up lately too late to actually like read all of my newsletters of the news that I like to read. So I'm starting my day with Up First, listening to it while I brush my teeth, wash my face, all that. It's just like 10 minutes. So at least I have some sort of realm of what's going on in the world. And then I try and read my The Skim newsletter, because that's usually a quick one. And then later in the day, I like read my New York Times and listen to The Daily and the other podcasts that I like to listen to. I listened to Code Switch today. It's a podcast. That's about it in terms of podcasts that I'm listening to. That's about it, I think. That's all. What am I reading? I am reading The Happiness Project. I started. I'm not super sold on it yet. And then as a family book club, I already read it, but I'm going to reread Me and White Supremacy. And I have to have day 1 done by Friday. So I've got to get on that. Hopefully I'll read that today. And then today I'll be editing this podcast to figure out some technical issues that I've been having and get the newsletter out. So that is what is on my agenda. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Emily, again, of EBKnits. You can find my shop at ebknits.org. You can find me on Instagram at ebknits. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, how I can be better, what you want to see, and tell me about yourself. Let me get to know you. So thank you so much for being here. Have a good day.